Hey, today we're gonna make this bread soup. I know, 2 words that sound awesome together. Plus, it's got prosciutto in it. First, we're gonna get all of our ingredients ready. I'm gonna cut this sesame bread on a little bit of a bias into about 1-inch thick slices. In the food industry, this process of getting all of your ingredients ready is referred to as mise en place. And all it means is that you'll get everything ready you need for a recipe before you start any actual cooking. We're gonna use 2 leeks. We wanna get to this white part. So with a knife, you're just gonna tap these darker green parts right off. Then cut this root end off, split it down the middle, and thin slice your whole leek. So the process of mise en place will allow you to focus all of your attention on cooking and not have to run away from the stove. Oh, and leeks are gonna be really dirty, so make sure to give these a good wash. Then we're gonna pick about a bunch of kale. Just grab this by the stem, give it a light pinch, pull, and the whole leaf will come right off the stem. This is a great one to get your kids doing. Then just hold your kale together and give it a rough chop. So I have this large saute pan over medium heat. We're gonna add just a touch of olive oil. Then we're gonna start to crisp some prosciutto in this olive oil. And eventually we're gonna assemble our soup in a large pot. So if you have a pot large enough to do this in, you can start there and then only dirty one pan. So now we have crisped our prosciutto, but at the same time we are not only crisping our prosciutto, but we're flavoring this olive oil and building a nice fond on this pan. So leaving the oil that we just used, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Now we're gonna go in with our slices of bread. You can see we're just lightly frying this bread in this prosciutto oil. And this step is optional, but when your bread comes out of the pan, I like to just rub the bread with a raw garlic clove. After your bread is all toasted, a little more olive oil, then go in with your leeks, 2 pinches of kosher salt, a pinch of black pepper, and we'll just let these go for a few minutes or until they're fully cooked and translucent. So now not only have our leeks cooked in our flavorful oil, but they have deglazed all of this stuff that's stuck to the bottom of our pan. We're gonna add about 6 to 8 minced garlic cloves, the leaves from 1 sprig of rosemary, the leaves from a few sprigs of thyme, and our chopped kale. And we're just gonna cook this about a minute or 2 or until this kale wilts down. And this is really all we're looking for. So let's go assemble our soup. This is a layered soup and you wanna build it in something that can go into the oven. The first layer is gonna be your toasted bread, followed just by a couple slices of this crispy prosciutto. Next, your sauteed kale. And you don't have to drive yourself nuts, just loosely spread it around in here. Some Parmesan cheese, another layer of toast, and just repeat this process until all of your stuff is used up. Then start to slowly fill this with your favorite chicken stock. This is chicken bone broth, and for this quantity, I like to have about 3 quarts on hand. Plus, if you have some chicken stock left over, if it's unopened, just stick it in your pantry. And if you open it, freeze it and save it for your next soup. And I like to fill this with stock just until it comes right below that last layer of bread. This will allow the top portion of the bread to toast in the oven. Obviously, if you have a lid, that works a lot better. Then we're gonna go into a 375-degree oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. Keep in mind everything is cooked, we're just making soup. Look at this. And remember about our bread and prosciutto in here, so sometimes I'll just run a serrated knife right through here, and it just helps everybody get a nice little portion. Serve this with plenty of Parmesan cheese, and follow me if this is just what you've been looking for.